This third video is going to be about making a button in Flash. And buttons typically are used to be able to link from one scene to another scene or to a page on your website or to another website altogether. We're going to do a button that links to your Google site. So go ahead and create another layer, and you can go ahead and call this one button. I did lock the other layers so that I didn't accidentally create anything on them. Okay, so I am going to get my rectangle tool. I do want to yeah, I want to make a unique shape, but that's a little bit too much. I can use my arrows on my keyboard. The up and the down arrow will increase or decrease that edge. There we go. I'm going to give it a different color. I'll let you choose your color. And I am going to type text on it. Google site. Or actually, you know what? Instead of Google site, I'm just going to do my portfolio. That'll be better. I'm going to change the color of it. And I'm going to change the color to a complementary color. I'm going to reduce the size and make it fit on there. I'm going to select both pieces and use my Align panel to align center both horizontally and vertically. And I am going to, with them both still selected, I'm going to modify convert to symbol, and I'm going to call it my portfolio, and I'm going to make it a button and click OK. Now, by itself, this doesn't do anything. However, if I double click on it, it takes me inside my button so that I can edit it. Now you'll notice that the timeline looks a little bit different here than it does in a graphic or a movie clip. So the button has 4 states. The up state, which is what your button looks like when you first load a web page or load a Flash document. The over state is when you mouse over it. The down state is clicking on it, and then the hit state simply defines the area that can be clicked. Okay. Notice that you do have the ability to use multiple layers here. So, okay, so what I can do then is I can insert a keyframe in the over state. That puts a keyframe there. Then I can make some changes. Maybe I want to change the shape in the background, maybe give it a stroke around it. Maybe my text will get a filter. So here are filters in the properties. Down here at the bottom, there are a button that says Add Filter. You have some different ones you can do. The drop shadow, the bevel, those are some popular ones. There's a bevel right there. Okay. If you don't like it, you can hit the trash can and you can choose another one. Okay, so there's also a gradient bevel that you could put on, which I don't like. So I'm going to go with a drop shadow. And with my drop shadow, I want to adjust how much shadow is there. So I'm going to drag that a little bit to the left. And you can also adjust the color or whatever. Okay? Downstate. Again, this is what happens when you click on it, when you hold the button down. Okay? So we would insert another keyframe. you might change the color again. And maybe then change the color of the text to reverse it. Okay, so that would be up, over, down, and then you have your hit. Insert another one. This one you don't actually have to do anything at all because again, it's simply defining the area that you can click on. Now, if your button had been text only, then in the hit state, you would have wanted to put a rectangle over it so that you could make sure that you had all of that defined as a clickable area. But you already have that here, so that's good. Now, you also, besides putting in text and shapes, you could create another layer and you could put a keyframe with a movie clip in the overstate. So if I wanted to put a copy of this sun, a really small one, obviously, maybe right here in the corner, that means when I mouse over it, this sun will rotate because it's here in the overstate. So now I'm going to go ahead and go back to scene 1. You don't see anything. I'm going to command return so that I can see my graphic symbol, my movie clip, and now look, as I roll over it, you can see the changes to my button, and you roll over it and you see the outline appear. You see the drop shadow on the text, and you see the little movie clip in the corner. If I click, notice the change, okay, because that's the down state. I let go, and it goes back to the over. Now, it's not taking me anywhere yet because I haven't done anything to it, okay? So, what I want to do now that I have my button made, I'm going to select it. I'm going to open my Actions panel, and I'm going to go ahead and move it down here. Now, when you first open your Actions panel, look over here to the right. You see this little magic wand? This magic wand is oh so helpful. Think of it as your fairy princess or fairy godmother helping you out, okay? Make sure that it is that you've clicked on it to select it. We're going to go to Global Functions, Browser Network, and Get URL. Now, all on its own, this piece of code doesn't do anything. However, if you come up here and go to your Google site, you can copy your URL, Command C. You can come right here, and in the URL, you can paste your URL. Now, this next one that says window, this allows you to either open it in the same window or open in a new window. So if you choose blank, it's going to open it in a new window. Now, one of the things that I want to make sure that you understand, right here it says Actions button. That means we're applying the actions to this button. However, a lot of times, especially initially, what happens is that somebody clicks on a frame or keyframe and they apply the actions to a frame instead of to a button. Notice the difference there. Okay, so now I'm going to command and return. Watch my sun go. Roll over, everything's still working. Click and hold, that's my down state, it's still working. Let go, and it just opened my portfolio site. So, you want to make sure that you save this and do a command return so that you have your finished Swift file that you can put on your Google site.